And welcome in to a Yinzer Crazy Show exclusive. We are so excited to bring you the debut episode of the Ken, Wregget, and Friends show. We'll get to the friends on the debut episode today in just a minute. But first, I, of course, want to introduce you to the star of the show, a guy that we're going to be catching up with weekly here over at YinzerCrazy.com. His name is Ken Wregget, and of course, he spent 7 memorable years with the Pittsburgh Penguins, including leading the NHL in wins from the goaltender position in 94-95. We're so excited to get his takes throughout the season on the Pittsburgh Penguins, their goaltending situation, and to see what friends are going to join him throughout this season. And we're really lucky on this first debut episode to have a guy who was born and bred a true Yinzer through and through. He's got the 412 hat on. We were just talking about that. We did not coordinate this. It's none other than Bugsy Ryan Malone. So we'll get to Ryan in a second. Ken, first of all, how exciting is it to have your own show? Is that still weird?
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't like listening to myself talk. I can't imagine everybody else would like to hear that. But I feel very fortunate. And Mike, I appreciate you having me on, and very much looking forward to that this year. It's a big year with it's the 30th anniversary of the second Stanley Cup. And there's a lot going on, so we want to keep everybody in touch with hockey. And, we got some great people joining us throughout the course of the season.
Well, you sound great. You got the Wregget jersey right behind you, man. So you're certainly checking 2 of the boxes. The background looks sweet, too. Yeah. Bugsy, let's get to you, brother. So obviously, you're a guy who's quite familiar with this team, with the scene, from Upper St. Clair all the way to the Pittsburgh Penguins, man. It's obviously been quite the journey for you. First and foremost, man, I just want to get a kind of general take this season from you, Bugsy, on the Penguins. It's obviously the team that's been dinged, but they've overcome a lot. They've won 4 in a row, 9 out of 13. Tell me a little bit about this team and just kind of a general observation.
Yeah, I think, it's usually the media and the outside noise that gets on the team or kind of exaggerates things maybe a little more than what they really are. I think when you have a bunch of players, especially key pieces hurt at the beginning, it really gives those younger guys an opportunity to kind of get their feet settled in the league a little bit, because down the road, those everyone's going to be valuable. So now you start to see some, Sid get back in the lineup. Gino looks like he's knocking on the door. You have some veteran presence there with Carter and Brian Boyle, Zucker. I think when you have 87, you got Letang, and you got Gino on your team, anything's possible. So I definitely don't write these guys off. And I think, Coach Sully does a good job of, keeping guys on their toes and playing what guys are jumping that night. So I think, anything's possible. That's for sure.
Ryan, obviously, you were on a team at one point with 71, 87, and 58. You still close with those guys? You see them every once in a while? You guys got any type of group chat going on, a weekly, quarterly dinner or something?
No, but when they would come play in Minnesota, I'd bring my boys down and say hi to those guys. And I think, it's just even I remember Tanger when he's just 18 coming into the league, and we were just giving him so much shit because he just didn't know better. But he is so skilled, and you see his off-season training program and stuff, and how much he dedicates to that. So I think to have those big pieces in place is great. But every once in a while we'll touch base, and Sid did a little cameo for this rally video for RMU, and just even those few words, when Sid talks, I think people listen. So that's been huge, and I think he understands how important hockey is also to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we'll get to RMU in just a few minutes here. Looking forward to obviously talking about what's been a really important cause to Ryan and Ken. And Tanger is having a terrific year. Ken, another guy that's had a terrific year so far, you know a little bit about this position, Tristan Jarry. After kind of what was a tumultuous playoffs, obviously, last season, Jarry's bounced back. He literally leads the NHL right now in average goals against. What have you seen from him early this season? And talk about, regaining confidence in that position, how important that is.
Yeah, that's not only that. I was lucky enough to get to some of the games right at the end of last season, and the playoff game, and that was a tough demise, tough road to travel if you're a goaltender, and it's tough. And I played some some years where it was tough. It was tough. And to bounce back from those years is very, very, very tough. And it plays on you all summer, and it makes you stronger. And what I found myself doing was I did lose a little bit of confidence, in him. And I did. And I mentioned that to my son, and he explained it to me, like, what kind of goalie he is and what he means to the team, and kind of his pedigree growing up with what he's done, his accolades. And then when I put that perspective to, if you look at, there's 32 teams in the NHL, and he's easily within the top 32 goaltenders in the league. And you start to get a little bit of confidence back in him. And then you look at what the team's been doing last year, and you look at what he's done last year, going into playoffs last year. And with him playing well, gaining some confidence and some good support from his teammates around town, Ron Hexel and the coach, like they're giving him, look what he's able to do. When, a lot of people had perhaps, like myself, not really went in with the most confidence, but for what he's done, very impressive on a personal level, let alone professional level.
Yeah, you really can't ask for anything more than he's been able to provide. But of course, everybody will wait until the playoffs to see if he's really turned that around. Unfortunately, that can be a good and a bad thing as you move forward, Jari. Casey DeSmith has been solid too. Won 2 straight games in net, so that's important. Obviously, a little bit about winning games in net. Something that we want to talk about this season on the Ken Wregget and Friends show is that 30th anniversary Cup team, one you were on in 1992. Ken, first and foremost, man, just tell me a few memories that come to mind when talking about that team.
Yeah, that was I was traded in February and came across from Detroit. I went to Detroit. I came across from Philadelphia, and with Bucket and
yeah, we don't like talking about that anyway. So we'll call it Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. Maybe that's why I came
over from Detroit.
But I came across the state with a couple really good players, and onto pretty much an all-star team that won the Cup the year before, and from the goaltender to the defense to obviously the forwards with Mario and Pocket and Stevens and Yager, and it just went on, and it was special. It was very special, and the coach as well with Scotty Bowman, and to be involved with Pittsburgh and the hype and everything it's got on through there has been quite exciting. I've been lucky enough to stay part of the community with a business, and to hear a lot of the stories of the people that were here in Pittsburgh, sitting on the chair watching the game through the playoffs. It's been special to actually have played and to come over and share the stories with the people in Pittsburgh, and that that's been a big factor to me. And the community has been great. So I'm looking forward to some of the conversations we'll have through the course of the years with some of the players, and perhaps touching base with some of the fans as well.
Yeah, we certainly will do that. Bugsy got a taste of a Stanley Cup as well, 2008. Obviously, everybody remembers that.
I was going to go back and say I was one of those fans in 91 and 92. So I was in the orange seats and with the Jaws posters on the power play.
Yeah.
So I literally was one of those fans with my brother up there screaming and stuff. So it was I was just blessed to be there and be a fan for those younger days of my career, and kind of I was at a unique upbringing, obviously, being a rink rat at the Civic Arena, but I was a fan, and it was truly special, I think, to be a part of having all the Yinzers come together. So it was great.
That's cool stuff, man. And I'm sure it was in reverse when Ken had, obviously retired and then was able to watch you play on a team that getting very close to a Stanley Cup championship of their own. When you guys get together, you ever ask Ken, Bugsy, let me wear that ring a little bit. Let me rock that around town. Maybe try to sneak off with it.
Yeah, no, actually, I blame my dad, actually, because when they won the Cup the year before, he brought it to we lived in a little townhome, so he brought it to the townhouse, so we got to touch it and eat ice cream out of it. So I say that he jinxed me, because I never thought I'd actually play in the NHL or anything one day. So, it was crazy to kind of be a part of those early 90s. So I blame my dad for jinxing me to let me touch the Cup in those early 90s.
Yeah.
Love it. Hey, man, it's a solid transition, you talking about growing up as a Pittsburgh fan of hockey, as you were growing up in the city, of course. And I remember you saying something along the lines recently of, there was no real D1 hockey team in the city. So who you rooted for kind of was RMU growing up. Robert Morris Hockey was this a big deal, and it always has been, even, going back a couple of decades. Obviously, I think everybody is aware now that they announced last May that they were cutting the hockey program due to what they called insufficient funds, some of that related to the pandemic. A serious kind of public outcry in Pittsburgh came around because, this, as I mentioned, has been just a program full of tradition, full of honor, all of those things. So, Ryan, you've kind of taken it upon yourself to a degree to help this charge and this march to bring back RMU hockey. Can you talk about that, what that means to you a little bit?
Yeah, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I did have a unique, blessed upbringing there in the rink. My dad's office next to Craig Patrick as a kid, so we were just the rink rats, and got to be around, Badger Bob with his positive attitude, Scotty Bowman, see Craig and his kid Eddie Johnson, his kids as well. But you really got to see those guys in the locker room and really how much fun they had, even off the ice, with just little pulling pranks on each other all the time. I remember just how much fun that locker room environment was. So growing up as a kid, I never thought I'd make it to the NHL because I was watching these guys practice and snap it around and everything. There was not one of my friends went on to, a Division I hockey anywhere. I think someone went to junior B and to a prep school, and we thought that was cool, because we didn't really know what was really out there for us. But I was lucky enough just to fall in love with the game. I think that's what all those people have taught me is, like, if you love the game, it'll love you back. And I felt just fell in love with it. There was no other plan B for me. I was going to play hockey somewhere. If it was wherever in the world, it was just fell in love with the game. And now seeing how much hockey has grown in Pittsburgh from those early years to where it is now, we just can't take for granted having those Division I teams right down the road for our hometown kids. Obviously they can bring in some other talent if they want, but just to have that opportunity to stay at home and play in front of your family and friends is something that is, precious. And I think that's what every hockey player, you kind of hear the story, they get a little better and they have to leave home and go on their journey on their own pretty young. So, to have just that opportunity and possibility to stay home and be successful and take that next step, to hopefully reaching your goal of the NHL or wherever it may be, is huge. So, it was an easy decision for me to try to get involved here and just got to remind everybody how lucky we are to have these teams. And actually, personally, I'm going to go knock on Duquesne and Pitt's door after this because I think college hockey can be a big thing in Pittsburgh, especially the hosting the NCAA's Frozen Fours the last few years. We're right there knocking on the door, and I'm just excited to be part of the Pittsburgh College Hockey Foundation now, and just trying to raise awareness for what happened. And we have over $2 million already in the 6 months. So, we're right knocking on the door here. The decision's coming Wednesday. So we came into town to make some noise, and hopefully the board and the president there can realize how special and unique the opportunity is, and we can have a great future together.
Yeah, and it's a really important message, a great cause, man. Thank you for all that you're doing in regard to that. We're going to bring some more awareness to it on this show, at least in these next 48 hours before that decision is looming on December 15th, as you mentioned. And hopefully it's restored for next fall. We certainly think that is, it's the public outcry, I think, has done a lot for this. It's something everybody wants to see, no question. You guys just had a fundraiser too at 31 Sports Bar and Grill, correct?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Ken, tell us a little bit about that too.
Okay.
That was good. We're every now and then we get together with the alumni guys down here and watch a game. We try to do that once a month, and I was reaching out to do that on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And one of the numbers we had in there was Greg Malone, and Greg was saying we're going to stop by 31 Kenny's and have a beer that night, and they were right in the middle of the RMU thing. So Ryan got together with our gal Nicole, and she does all the events like this, and they put together a heck of a little party for RMU, and a little place
awesome.
Like us, which we're not that little, but we're not gonna save anything, but hopefully we brought enough awareness to the community, and we've had good support. We raised like $5,000 that night. Had a lot of fun with Ryan. Ryan embraced it fully, and Bree from the U.S. Olympic team, she came along with everybody, and on the bench. Boys came out, and it was just a great experience. And Ryan did a great job, and he's a great ambassador. And we kind of joked around that it's a little too far north to lose RMU hockey. We're right here and we're supporting the team, and like Ryan said, it's great for the community. We had a game last couple nights ago with Johnny Gibson from Whitehall playing in his hometown. So that's what Ryan's talking about, and that's very important to our community. And we're all about helping our community moving forward. And we're very lucky to have Ryan and yourself and everybody working for a common good.
Yeah, and I think Nicole time too. You have two Nicoles there that are kicking butt at Bar 31, and we literally came up with that like 2 days in advance. So we had like 2 days of just spreading the word, and to get that many people there. We weren't sure how many people are going to be able to make it or not, and to raise that much money in a 2-day notice and come up with, this is all happening so fast. We knew it was crunch time for RMU, so it all lined up perfectly. And I can't say enough to the people there at Bar 31 for helping the cause, and just that night, like I said, 2 days to prepare and actually spread the word and have that much excitement and fun was great.
Shows a lot of Pittsburgh pride, no question. I got to shout out my co-founder, co-host, Jordan York. I know he showed up too and helped out a little bit. So shout out to Jordan. I tell you what, Pittsburgh pride was on display big time today in this first episode of the Ken Wregget and Friends show. Ryan Malone, we can't thank you enough, man, for coming on and all that you're doing for the city and RMU hockey. Obviously, it doesn't go unnoticed. And Ken, thanks for having us too on your show. I guess, man, you're the boss in this room.
Well, don't tell anybody that. I've enjoyed that for a bit, but no, we appreciate to have this opportunity, Mike. And like I said, we're very. It's unique for us being at the bar. We please stop down if you have a chance. 31 Sports Bar and Grill, Collier Township. We got live music every weekend. Got a couple tick points here. Holiday parties. There's still time to get some dates available for your holiday party. We got a new menu. Our new dining room in the back for seating for parties of any size. And New Year's Eve, we have Identity Crisis coming out. And like I said, I appreciate Ryan, yourself coming out and joining us. We plan on working a bit with the alumni, if that's possible. And Mike with Yinzer and Jordan, we really appreciate this opportunity. And I guess it's a big part of Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh roots to come out and be a part of this. And thank you, guys.
For sure.
Yeah, no worries.
Down. 31 Sports Bar and Grill. You heard it, Bridgeville. You never know. You might even run into Ryan Malone one time hanging out there. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Appreciate you guys.
Can I call out the picture over Kenny's shoulder there, by the way? Just the other one. Yeah, the blocker to the face of the Philly. I think that will get the Pittsburgh, people respecting that. Obviously, your home's here in Pittsburgh now. You've moved on from those Philly days. So who are you blockering in the face up there?
Well, I got a pretty good piece, but I'll tell you that if you don't look at that, I had all the leverage, and you can tell he's taller. But I believe that's Joel Otto.
Joel Otto, okay.
Joel Otto, okay.
Yeah.
I did not knock him over either, and I had all the waffle in him too. He stopped, he got up, he looked at me, he turned around, looked at me, and he just skated down there. He would have killed me.
Yeah. That's a great picture, though. I remember that the feisty Ken Wregget. I think it is great. So I just want to thank you for having me on the show. And I feel like all these stars are aligning there. Even Thursday night, being able to come back for the alumni and see everyone was great. And I do have to say the bar there has a huge area for the band, and then even have outside seating with the whole tent for overflow, which is great. I think so. Yeah, I think the place is sharp, and it's a great facility to host some fun events. So looking forward to doing some more events there in the future.
Well, we are too. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Both of these guys were pretty scrappy in their day, no question about it. And listen, hey, us over here at Yinzer Crazy Show, we're going to be doing some live things with Ken and hopefully some friends over at 31 Sports Bar and Grill as we kind of get into the meat of the season, winter/spring. So looking forward to that as well. Gentlemen, this was a blast. I can't thank you enough for doing it. Appreciate it. 412 all day. And yeah.
I'm gonna stay on the air as long as I can here.
Dude, we'll take it for 2 hours.
Okay. I'm gonna point over my shoulders there and tell a funny story about these Mar Lemieux ice skates that I got.
Actually, no, we don't have time for a Mario Lemieux story. But
I figured, it's the Yinzer's crazy. They would enjoy these, and this is why I'm donating these to the Pittsburgh College Hockey Foundation, and
awesome.
we're doing a chip in pot where if you chip in $100, you'll have a chance to win Mario Lemieux's ice skates. So the story behind it is I came out of college at St. Cloud. Obviously, I made the Penguins, which was a dream come true. And I never had custom skates before, but Mario and Yags had like 20 pairs of skates, so he's like, hey, try these on. And they have little, like the holes are a little further out, so they kind of wrap around your ankles or cankles a little better. So he's like, hey, why don't you try these on? And he ended up giving me a pair. I had them stashed here in the house. When I was back in Pittsburgh there, seeing Ken and everyone, we stopped by his house, and that's the first thing I've asked Mario ever to sign. So I'm like, it's going to a great cause. And I didn't sign them because I thought I'd devalue the skates. So if someone ends up winning them, I can sign the skates. But right at the moment, you go to a chip in and you donate $100, and you have a chance to win those skates. And we had a bunch of great prizes, some football stuff for the Steeler fans out there, because we had Brett Kiesel and Sean Swissam in that rally video. And then we got some Pirate stuff from Neil Walker. So we got a little bit of all the sports of Pittsburgh that people can win just for supporting us. And Chip-In's really a foundation where we're rewarding you for just a little bit of your money. Everything's undervalued, and we just want that. Even $10, you're going to get some cool prizes or discounts locally. And then this, obviously anyone can bid on the skates from anywhere in the world. So this is about just some more supporting the hockey community. We even got a pair of Tom Brasso's goalie pads from back in the day that my brother wanted me to say. He also won a Bridgeville inline roller hockey tournament in them as well. So to make them noteworthy, but those are on there as well. So a bunch of cool things for people to win just for supporting a great cause at the RMU, reinstating those programs. So, we're excited to work with Chip-In, and we're excited to show our appreciations to the fans and the hockey community supporting us.
Do you have a website for that, Ryan, where people can go?
I can send you the link.
Okay, yeah. We'll throw it in this video for sure. We'll throw it in this episode of the show so people can go directly, check that out, and then of course bid millions and millions of dollars on that.
That's the best part. I don't like asking people for money, so we'll take $10. We'll take $20. Is great. I think the first 87 people that donate 25 or more get an Iron City Light, raise another one T-shirt. There's lots of great gifts. I have an Olympic jersey signed in there as well. We got all kinds of cool little fun sports memorabilia for everyone. So
that's awesome. And I tell you what, I think if somebody donates $1 million, they get the pick above Ken Wregget's shoulder too, right? They get the one of you scrapping flyers.
Yeah, that'll be good. I mean, if someone donates $1 million, I might go streaking down the south side. Who knows?
Man, you just gave us our teaser clip right there that we'll use for the show. That's perfect stuff.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Gentlemen, really enjoyed it. Can't wait for this to get out there to the public and hopefully continue to raise some funds for a great cause. And like I said, we're going to be doing a bunch of cool stuff. 31 Sports Bar and Grill, helping showcase that Penn's 30th anniversary team as well. Gents, once again, thank you so much for your time.
That was great.
We appreciate it. Thank you guys both.
Yinzer crazy. This is it right here. Yinzer crazy. So pit, oh yeah. Yinzer crazy. This is it right here. Yinzer crazy. I know Yinzer crazy, but so am I. Number one sports site in the burg. Let me show you why. The latest stories in unbeatable podcast with your favorite athletes. You know you can't pause that. Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup champs, rising stars, Berg personalities for the fans. We love our city, always Pittsburgh proud. When you're at your job or while you got your cell phones out, breaking down the touchdown goals and home runs, predictions and interview. Who does it like us? No one. Cheering on the Berg squads, no pom-pom. Don't know by now it's his